Ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you another V Revival presentation match. Today, we've got a battle of two decks that do not seem to pair well in almost any capacity other than under the mega genre of anime. Up in the top corner, bearing the red gloves, we've got the homie Lynx back at it again, this time with a much awaited archetype for the Bermuda Triangle, the Shoo archetype. How are we doing, Lynx?
Yeah, we're doing good. Hopefully get to show off what this deck can do. It's got its own very unique gimmick, and yeah, let's see how it does.
I hear you. Meanwhile, down in the bottom corner, bearing the blue gloves, we've got the homie Genesis back at it yet again, and this time he's going to be bringing the Robos of Justice to the battlefield. Daikaiser and friends are now here to bring forth and emerge the newest, greatest form of justice around, that being the ultimate Robo, Greato Daikaiser, and we're going to see just how well that impact is going to reach against the very unassuming Shushu archetype, which, you know, like many Bermuda archetypes, is not intimidating on picture, but it is on paper. And now with all that said, let's go ahead and get down into it. Let's begin, fellas. And now, because Genesis won that die roll, he's going first. Right. So he's going to go ahead and start the turn, and let's see what he rides here to begin with. Okay, so he's hopping into Dimensional Robo Kaisergrader. So this is a new grade 1 that states that when it's placed on the Vanguard circle, you can search the top 7 cards of your deck for either Super Dimensional Robo Daikaiser, which he adds promptly off the top 7, or you could also get a Kaizard. So in other words, it adds the grade 2 or grade 3 of the quote-unquote ride line. Very archetypal type of searcher for these kind of sort of grade 1s. And then he's going to draw off the starter. It's interesting, decides to search before the draw. It's always interesting seeing people kind of like interchange between that, like one or the other. It's like you never really know like which one is better. It's kind of like dealer's choice. Getting the very in theme Choji and the Robo themed energy generator. Now it's passing over to Lynx's turn.
Alright, so we'll start by running Malvis, generator, charge 3. We'll go starter skill to draw 1, get the quick shield. Quick shield to hand. Then we'll go Malvis effect. Look at top 7 for a Melvis or Selvis and add them to hand. So very similar to Kaisergrader here. Top 7. Nice, so we find Selvis.
Ah, yes. Surely a plan is great when it comes together.
Okay. Okay, think. Yeah, we will call Tino. We will go 8k Vanguard. Check. Crit to Van, power to Tino.
Punishing crit to start off with, very nice. But there's a defensive there at least to try and ease the pain. Oh, and then there's the great Daikaiser hitting the damage zone there. So he's giving us a little bit of a preview about what he can do, although we're not going to read it out here because we got to save it for the big reveal. That's just how anime works. I guess all Amita, really.
We'll go 18k Vanguard.
Okay then. Guarding with a Kaizard there. Okay. So a nice little 5k guard to keep it off at 2 damage. Damn, still really damaging critical to start off with, it looks like. Okay, now D-Robo is back at it on again. Now we're going to see what he rides into the grade 2. $5 says it's just going to be the Kaizard because that's how ride lines work. And there it is, the Dimensional Robo Daikaiser. Now, well, Kaizard, I should say. So Kaizard wins Rotopomp by a grade 3, any grade 3, because, you can just do that. You can discard a card to get an additional imaginary gift force, but you have to place it on the Vanguard circle specifically. So it's purely to ramp up, even though you have to discard a card to make it happen. 10k on the Vanguard, so he's seeking for some damage here.
Yeah, we're no guarding this one.
Alright, no guarding this, and now the drive check. Maybe we can get a Vengeance critical? No. Oh, Daiheart. Okay, nice. Daiheart's got its own kind of host of effects to bring to the battle, but we'll get to that later. Okay, so there's no defensive here for Shushu, so there's an opportunity to go on Vanguard again with the Daiprop. And so he does.
Guard with the quick shield.
Guard with quick shield, very nice.
Stand and draw. Charge 3. Ride into Selvis. Gina moves. Thinking. That's all about the kill. All right.
Well, looks like there's a deep contemplation going on here. My. Kind of early for that.
On place, I can search my deck for a non-grade 2 Shushu and call it to rare.
Grade 3 it is?
I was about to say, I have only just noticed that lets me call grade 3s, huh?
Oh, let's that thing go. Oh, man, can you imagine doing that against a grade 1 as an AK base? Ooh, yes, more stonks.
Huh, wow, that is an option, isn't it? I don't think I'm going to do that, unfortunately, though. Let me just go call Moral.
Fair enough. And now Marl might be able to snag a plus. When Marl's placed on the Vanguard rear circle, looks at the top 3 cards of the deck to add a Shushu that's grade tier greater from among them to the hand and bot deck the rest. It's a free +1 no matter where you call it, but you have to hit off the radius. And he so does with the Melvis. Okay, the biggest of the 3 twin sisters now appearing. The quintessential triplets. The terrific triplets. Yeah.
Alright, yeah, we're just gonna start punching. 8k to rearguard Daiprop.
Oh no.
10k to Vanguard.
He's taking...
Check.
Alright, no trigger there. If you get a defensive, he might be able to do something. Ooh, it's a good defensive to hit in this case. Alright. A draw trigger for the D-Robos.
Well, I have to pass turn there then.
Very nice, very nice. Alright, and now that's a draw for him in addition to the draw for turn. Alright. Okay. Cho Jigen Robo. Za! Still got it. Alright, getting Imaginary Gift Force, and of course there's going to be a discard to get yet another Force because whoever stops at 1 with these things. Alright, now discarding the draw trigger to make it happen. Ooh, okay, spicy there. But still, that puts up Daikaiser to 2 force markers, meaning he's at 33,000 power. When Daikaiser reaches 35,000 power or more, at any point, he goes critical. On top of that, he has his iconic guard break skill, but it works a little different in V-Series. For those who don't know, after you're done battling, after your Vanguard is done battling, as long as Daikaiser's either in the front rear circle or on the Vanguard circle, if your opponent called exactly 1 Sentinel for that battle, you can CB1 and ping the damage. This includes their F5, so Daikaiser can actually break through for a kill potentially. It's a very, very lethal kind of skill that's able to connect. Now he's calling down the Daiheart. Now when Daiheart is placed on Vanguard rear circle, he can CB1 look the top 7 cards of the deck to add any D-Robo from among them to the hand. But if he doesn't add, he draws a card instead. Still, a really nice search effect. He's able to find the Gocannon, alright. Now Gocannon is sort of a Renal clone for this deck. Whenever its attack or the attack boosted hits a Vanguard, you're able to immediately add any Dimensional Robo of your choice off the top 3 cards of the deck and bot deck the others. Okay, so he's calling down the Gocannon and a rearguard Daikaiser. Wow, okay, so he's actually blowing up on the opponent here a little bit, because if there is a Sentinel drop for this battle, this sucker is going to ping 2 potentially for CB2, which is very expensive, but it's there. Alright, now Dimensional Robo Gocannon is going to activate its skill Energy Blasting 3 in order to give 5,000 power to your Vanguard, which will put Daikaiser at 38 unless he goes critical. But now Daikaiser also has an on-hit skill to countercharge 1, so Lynx is only at 1 damage, so he is at liberty to take this somewhat lethal attack, because it's not actually going to kill him, but it will elicit a countercharge. He's got a bit of a tough choice here, but before that, it looks like Daihart's going for it. So Daihart's going to be attacking on the rear guard with Stella to try and mitigate the opponent's rear guards.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, very nice. And now Daikaiser's coming on in. 38 with support from AK means it's a 46k with double critical, but it has a guard break, but it also has 2 on-hit abilities. Stupendous.
What? I am just going to PG this one.
Okay, fair enough. Check 1. Oh, a heal trigger, and now he was able to CB that Sentinel, which is very useful if he's able to find a Fesco PG at some point, and that can get 10,000 power to the rear guard there. So a nice first trigger. Second check is a critical trigger. Oh, he's not done at all. Okay, he's just putting on more pressure here. D-Rebel's definitely looking pretty fire at the moment, but you know, I'm not gonna lie, this is definitely taking a little bit of the heart of the cards to get there, but it is beautiful regardless. All right, and because that Sentinel was procced and a great damage drove check for this battle, he has the ability to activate potentially both of his Daikaiser skill, and he will. He CBs 2 to deal 2 damage to the opponent.
That's a draw.
All right, defensive draw trigger. That helps.
Second check. Heal.
Oh, heal trigger, and at the right time too. Darn. Okay, so unfortunately, those damage pings were for naught. Fair's fair in the world. Okay, still that does put Selvis up to 30,000, but that still means that Daikaiser can connect because that's 33 still. So, managed to do some real damage there though, regardless. To Vanguard. Right, she has one singular objective, and that is to destroy the Mermaid Menace.
Yeah, let's get a dot that one. Normally.
Nice. Okay, and that's gonna end that there. So total damage 2-2. I'm not gonna lie, in a vacuum, that's kind of a wild turn to think about. The double
came out
ping.
very favorably for that one.
Yeah, the triggers there definitely came in at a very, very handy sequence to really make that happen. So good stuff, man.
All right, here we go. So we're gonna ride into Chocho debut stage Tirawa.
Yeah, let's up and go, Tirawa. Okay, now let's see. What does Tirawa do, Lynx?
Tirawa's got 2 nice skills, but I will trigger them later because I've still got Selvis effect to trigger first. So on ride, since I rode a Shushu grade 3, I can call it to rear and soul charge 1, which is very nice. Soul charge. Now this. Okay, and then we'll go Tirawa effect here. So first skill, Energy Blast 3. Look at the top 5 cards on my deck for a Shushu name and call it to rear. Just a nice little plus thing. Nice. Oh, this is an interesting one. Okay. Get that. That. Alright, yeah. So we're going to call Selvis.
The return.
Alright. Alright. Move them around. We will call Marl. Alright. Here we go then. So we start with my bulk deck, get to that, that's that.
He's running the calcs, ladies and gentlemen. He's got to run the simulations.
Yeah, numbers. Alright. We'll go 20k in.
Okay, so he's going 20k on Dan to start with. Okay, so taking a damage right away. No defensive, but this does deny any potential heal trigger checks that would come from the drive checks here.
Yeah. Alright, Moral boosts Selvis. Moral's effect, giving itself plus 1k for each face-up Shushu on my circles or damage. So that's an extra +6. So this is 24k Vanguard.
Okay, guarding for 15 there, so he's stopping the line, it looks like.
So we'll go moral effect at the end of that battle. I bot deck a rearguard in the same column. So we bot deck the Selvis, cloning Selvis for reference. Because then Selvis effect triggers, since it was bot decked in the front row by a Shushu ability, I can Counterblast 1 or Energy Blast 3, here I'll EB3, draw a card. And then because it was the second battle of the turn that it was bot decked, I can choose a Shushu with a different card name from my hand and call it to rear. So, annoyingly, I'm just going to have to overcall. We're going to call Listella.
Oh, but Listella is a really apt pick, because for those who may have remembered what this card does, when Listella is placed on the van or rear, it can Counterblast 1 to call a non-grade 2 Shushu. It does not restrict the battle phase.
Yep, so we're going to Counterblast 1, and we are going to call Melvis.
Oh, okay.
Alright. Melvis isn't going to be able to trigger. Alright. Yeah, yeah. Alright, we're gonna go swing with Tino boost, Listella attack. So this is 28 to Vanguard.
Interesting. Okay, so he's guarding and intercepting, going for 33. He seems pretty dead set on taking your Vanguard, Lynx.
Yep, we'll go Listella effect, move it into Soul, bot deck one of my rear guards. We're going to bot deck the Tino. This will let me retire one of my opponent's rear guards, so we're going to kill the Gocannon.
Selected retire. Nice.
Then we'll go Moral Boost, Tiroir Swing, Moral effect. We're going to bot deck the other Moral. And because I bot decked 3 cards this turn, Tiroir gets the ability to restand at the end of its battle. So this is 20 with 1 less drive. This is 21 with Twin Drive.
Okay, 21.
Oh, so much for taking
Wow, he actually guards the Tolbe here? Fascinating.
Alright, Twin Drive check first. Tiroir, Twin Drive second. Where's awesome.
Oh, huh.
And
PG is usually helpful, but dangerous here.
Yeah, Counterblast 1 plus 10k to Tiroir. And it gets -1 drive. We're going to go 23 1 drive to Vanguard.
Oh, that's not lethal, so he's taken.
Drive check.
Listella looks like. Another great Daikaiser, okay.
We're gonna go 13 at the rear guard Daikaiser.
Oh, so really calling that out from earlier. Gotcha. So now, so it's back over the Deep Robo. He's almost out of cards in hand, and he's got no boards, but he still has the Burning Heart of Justice. Will he be able to do it with such little resources? Okay. Oh, now here we go. Crossbreak Raid Zavangaro. Now here comes the ultimate Dimensional Robo. Great Daikaiser. Okay, imaginary gift force, and he's bringing it over to the Vanguard. That plus the skill of Daikaiser. When rode upon, Daikaiser calls himself to the rear circle automatically, and he gets another imaginary gift force of the Vanguard. That's 4 forces on the Vanguard. Aha! And it wouldn't be great Daikaiser without Shadowkaiser. Okay, looks like he's still got a pretty nice front row here to try and give a counterattack here. Let's see what he does with it, though. Okay, seems he's taking a minute to ponder his attack pattern. Ooh, okay, so Great Daikaiser going in first. Now, when Great Daikaiser attacks a Vanguard, if its total power is 40,000 or greater, he can discard a card in order to get an extra drive. And because his opponent is Grade 3 or greater and he has 50,000 or more power, he's at 53, he also goes critical. So this is going to be attacking for 53,000 with 2 criticals and 3 drives.
No god.
And Lynx is forced to take in this instance. Okay, going for a drive check. Drive check 1. Daibazooka, which counts as a grade 3 when drove check. Ooh, Dairacer critical trigger. Okay, this is looking a little dicey. Uh-oh. Check 3. Okay, it's not a critical trigger, so Lynx is still in this, but that draw trigger will sure come in handy for the D-Robo gang.
Oh, that's dangerous. Alright, triple 3 damage then. First. Silvus, second, Mistella, third, Crit.
Okay, it's 1 defensive at least, but 5 is the danger zone. Now, if Lynx chooses to use the Sentinel at any point here, this rearguard Daikaiser is going to punish that with the ping for a damage should he draw a grade 3 for the drive check. And you may be like, but the drive checks are over. Not quite. Now comes in Shadowkaiser. As long as the Vanguard's power is 35,000 or greater, Shadowkaiser is able to attack with an extra 10,000. So this is 23 on 23, an even match.
Do a little bit of thinking here.
This is a tough situation.
Yeah, no. I don't think I can ever...
It's kind of funny looking at a fight like this because both Bermuda and D-Robo has their respective lovers and haters, so I can see where this could be a very polarizing fight. There are some people who think D-Robo is the most annoying clan out there, and others who think that it's basically Bushy's masterpiece.
God, that ball's gonna be so big. Yeah.
That's what she said.
Alright, thank you for that. God was your main.
Alright, guarding 5k, very nice. Okay, now Shadowkaiser's skill. At the end of the battle, it attacks a grade 3 or greater Vanguard. If he has a Vanguard with Kaiser in its name that was not placed during the battle phase this turn, he's able to counterblast 1 and move into the soul to search the hand, deck, or drop for up to 1 ultimate Dimensional Robo Great Daikaiser and ride it. Also, he cannot ride by card effects until the end of the turn. Now he's going to be searching for an ultimate Dimensional Robo from basically any zone here. Now, as far as we can tell, he does not have one of the drop zones, so he rides from the deck. Here we go. Greto, Daikaiser. Okay, riding gets him yet another gift marker. And as we know, this card is live. He could go again for that attack, that massive swing. Oh, this is rough. My last one in deck. That's right. Because of his damage zone holding 2 of the Great Daikaisers and the one in his Vanguard circle, he almost wasn't able to use this skill, but thankfully he was able to clutch it up before the last one was taken out of play. Okay, now with the final card, the final Vanguard, getting another Force Marker, going up to 5 Force Markers. This is coming in for 63,000 when he goes for the attack. That is phenomenal work.
All right.
Here we go. He discards, getting the drive and the crit.
All right. Well, I have no other choice but to pray.
Oh, here we go. The perfect guard comes on down, having to discard a card. Oh, shoot. Daibazooka's skill activates when discarded during his turn. As long as he's got a D-Robo Vanguard, he's able to Soul Blast 1 or Energy Blast 3. He's going for the Soul. Now he can draw a card and put it on the bottom of the deck. So he's able to cycle Daibazooka back. Not that it's gonna, be drove check here, but yeah, it's nice to get a little bit of card advantage back for it. Okay. Now then, the triple drive. Check 1 is a critical trigger. Wow. Okay. Basically no cards, but he was able to full combo, which is insane. That's another no trigger. Okay, okay. One last check. If this is a grade 3, he can break through. If it is not, then Shushu might be able to pull through. The Daibazooka! Due to Daibazooka skill, it gets grade +1 in the trigger zone. That's a grade 3! Oh! And with 1 CB left, Daikaiser skill activates, paying up links to 6. But there's still a chance. If he can hit a heal trigger, he's in this. It comes down to the final check. And it's an anime finish. That was an insane turn. What the heck? Justice prevails, says Genesis. Holy God. Ooh, that was some. Oof. Well, Lynx, what you think of that fight, man? That was kind of a lot, huh?
Pretty close. That Daikaiser first attack crit was all he needed to seal that game up. Because otherwise I had enough cards for comeback. But no, these decks are pretty damn explosive in their own right. Daikaiser especially. But no,
bro had like what 2 cards. He had 2-card combo, and it was like, let's get to work. It was beautiful. But yeah, it requires a lot of drive check RNG in order to make it go through, right? Like if that drive check was not a grade 3 at the end there, it wouldn't have connected, which is really where you have to put your heart and soul into just believing that the Kaiser gimmick is gonna work, man. It as Genesis types there in the chat there, because obviously he can't voice his mic right now. Bro says the Daikaiser is for adrenaline junkies, which I mean, shoot, bro, we need at least some adrenaline junkie decks. But if you want something a little bit more stable, I mean, Shushu's actually got like a pretty active play pattern as well. You're doing a lot of bot deck and draws and calls and whatnot, so you kind of got this really interesting cycle going on there. There's potentially a lot of attacks that can come from Shushu as long as you can like budget it properly. You got the Vanguard restand from Titoa. You can have multi attacks coming in from what was her name, Selvis, and then Selvis can combo with Listella. Pretty effing good. What do you think about the Shushu blueprint overall, though, Lynx?
It's a solid formula. You get a decent amount of draw power because you're converting board into draws with Selvis, and on it with the amount of consistency tools you have to search out the pieces, you can usually easily get at least 5, if not 6 attacks with the deck. And yeah, I mean, 5 to 6 attacks with a force markers just everywhere, and a good amount of draw seems like a decent enough plan for any deck, honestly.
Hey, it should be pretty persuasive. Call it a hunch. Especially if you can get to turn 4, right? Because you were, as we can see in the hand there, you were holding on to another Titoa. So definitely between the Titoa and a couple of cards you have left, like if you were able to get back into the swing of things, you could very well blast through like even a decently sized hand, right? So it's a really good formula. It's kind of interesting because when you think about how Shushu was in G-Series did not treat Shushu the kindest. Like they tried to push that gimmick overall, but the gimmick just never really worked here. But I have a feeling that V-Series is going to be a much more amenable format for it. So there's a lot of promise for this archetype here. And again, I mean, not to leave D-Robo was out of the picture there. D-Robo brought a lot to the plate here, and it was able to show off a lot of really good cards for the archetype. As Genesis states, Daikaiser lives as it dies by the high roll. See Shadowkaiser and just profit. Verily, Shadowkaiser is the guy that really enabled all that. This is your key card right here, 100%. The superior ride is so good, and one thing that we didn't get to see it here because the scenario like demanded a different kind of play. But one thing you can also do is if Daikaiser is your Vanguard, you can superior ride the Great Daikaiser off of Shadowkaiser, which will proc the Daikaiser break ride, and Daikaiser can move to rear circle. And conveniently, it's a really nice closed system because Daikaiser can just move to the open circle created by Shadowkaiser moving into Soul. So they do kind of like this interesting exchange, which is it's a cool thing, especially because when you look at the artwork, right? Shadowkaiser's got the moon in the background, Daikaiser's got the sun in the background, and it's a whole duality thing. Anyway, I'm kind of nerding out over it, but it's the kind of deck where you want to nerd out about it. That was a good fight overall. And if you in the audience really enjoyed this fight as well, then check out all the other fights that are coming for this wave of V Revival support. Both the Bermuda Triangle and Dimension Police cards are going to get their full reveals in the Discord announcement. So if you want to be there for that announcement, definitely hop in through the link in the description of this video and all the other V videos. And of course, if you're trying to check out more of these videos, then how about you go over and subscribe to the Godsman00 channel. We do a bunch of Vanguard content, whether it be top 10s, fight nights, discussion videos, custom card reviews, anime reactions, the whole shebang. Check it out. If you like what you see, consider leaving not just that subscribe, but also a like, comment, and turning on the notification bell so you don't miss out on another one of these videos. With all that said, take care and God bless. See you in the next one.